Hello, it's me again. I'm back. It's Monday evening. I'm at Hayworth Park. We're going to do this one not as a formal interview, as a football chat. You know the gentleman next to me, Chris Wright. A few questions to ask him. He's going to talk about football, promote his club. I'd like to say thank you for joining me, Chris.
Yeah, cheers, Steve. Thanks for the time.
And the first question I've got is this. I've noticed this week on my site, you've just become a member. We've known each other for years. Why have you just become a member? I didn't know that about it.
To be honest, Steve, I honestly thought I was a member. Obviously a little bit disappointing for myself that I want a member, so I can only hold my hands up and apologise for that when I generally did think I was a member.
Well, at least you're a member now anyhow, so we'll start off with the reserves. Not a very good season. Finished bottom of Division 1. What actually went wrong?
I think with the reserves, I think our first team manager at the time, Bill and Andy, they had a remit in terms of they wanted to play young players, and I think maybe lack of resources in terms of what we had as a football club at the time. I thought that made the job a little bit more difficult for them. So I felt as though that had a knock-on effect with the reserves and the under-19s. We had to sign a lot of lads out the county league, and we was also signing young players under the age of 18 who had never played at the level before. And I found as a result, a lot of the games we played, I felt the mistakes we made were more out of a lack of experience, and I felt as a team. I felt probably this season, if we would have stayed in the Humber Prem 1, I thought we would have given it a go, in terms of being a steady mid-table, and up for the season after that with some strong additions. I felt we could have maybe pushed on, looking to get in that Humber Premier League, and for whatever reason it hasn't happened. You have to look back as a manager, and you have to weigh up how you've approached it. There was at times where I wasn't good enough, and I think at times there was times where the players weren't good enough, and after a period of reflection, I think in hindsight.
But you short of players at times, you ended up playing some matches yourself, didn't you? Was it in goal or?
Yeah, I think we'll miss that one out. I think at times we had a real strong core of maybe 9 or 10 players that are young lads that'll form the backbone of the under-19s this year, and they really bought into it. Me assistant Matt, who helped us, was fantastic. We had Paul Barewell as well, who was another older player and really good in the dressing room, and really good in terms of trying to get lads going. And it was kind of the players outside of that group that let us down at times, and the players coming in, it was maybe players that weren't good enough, and I think if you're not training and players are not good enough, I think ultimately you deserve to get relegated. So we move on.
Is that the end of the reserves now, or have they been into these counties league? Or?
Yeah, I think we'll definitely have a reserve team next year in terms of the Hall Rd structure. Nothing will change in terms of structure. We'll have a first team of reserves and an under-19s. I know Leon wants to do a bit of an announcement later on, in the week about the reserves and the direction the club wants to take. So I'll leave that one to Ollie, our press officer. I wouldn't want to say anything on camera and get that out early. Going
off that thing then, and how long have you been involved with Hall Rd?
So started off 2014. Originally was manager of the under-19s. I've been on and off in terms of behind the scenes, managing teams. Whether it was supporting Alan, the club secretary, with the back of house things, and a little bit on IT, which I think he struggles with at times, and sometimes just coming down and whether it's cutting a lawn or just remedial tasks. I've always been there in the background, trying to help and trying to support the club.
You do a bit of refereeing as well, don't you? Is that mainly Sundays?
Yeah, bit of local refereeing in the boys' league. Got into that to develop myself as a coach. Felt if I knew the laws of the game better and stronger, then ultimately make you a better coach. So yeah, that was thinking behind that. Really enjoyable and really rewarding experience that I found.
All right. Not an awkward question, but don't take this the wrong way. As a supporter of football, anybody who supports Hall Rd, looking at your CV on your reserves, and now you're going to take over a team under 19s under Paul Richardson and Paul Mortimer, won the Alliance League. Just in your own words, what makes you think that you could just keep up that standard?
I think in terms of the under 19s, I felt Paul and Paul did a wonderful job. I think winning a league at any level, it's no unaccomplishment, if that's the word. And all credit to them, and all credit to the players that played for them last season. But I think in terms of the bigger picture of what the club wants, we're looking the route of the education basis. Myself and Matt Watt, who's involved with Hall Rd, he's keen on the ladies, and we want to try and bring it all in. So I think the under 19s with the backbone of the young lads that we had in the Humber Prem 1 last season, it was a logical step. And when myself and Matt met with Darren, a couple of months back, we outlined our vision, and to be fair to Darren, he's bought into it, and I can only thank him for that. And I think in time the programme will become something unique, and I think it's only for the betterment of the club. And I feel at Hall Rd, I felt we've missed an opportunity. I did 2 years ago have a discussion with Darren about moving into the education side and looking to develop kind of the academy, if you want to call it that. And at the time, it wasn't really right. We were newly down here. We were stabilising the club in terms of looking at the bigger picture, getting the site up to requirements of the NCL1, and being just kind of like getting our house in order, if that makes sense. And now it looks like a good opportunity to do it. But fair play to the lads last year. They had a crack inside, and I wish them lads all the best, and I wish Paul all the best.
Yeah, the Northern Alliance League, the under 19s, there was like a northern section and a southern section. We, obviously geography based, we thought we'd have been in the northern, but we was in the southern section. Do you think that's going to change this year, or
I gather,
are we in the same league?
Yeah, I gather from the discussions the league have had with myself and various other teams, they're expecting up to 10 sides in the league. So I'm on the understanding they're going to run north and south again, and I think a lot of it works on average travel time. I think if you factor in Doncaster to Hull or Penistone or whatever, it's a lot closer than maybe Scarborough going to Penistone. So I think they factor that in as well. I mean, the key for us is it's getting games, and developing players ready for the reserves in the first team at Hall Rd.
Because obviously these under 19s are midweek games, so it gives you more free time on a Saturday. Will you be spending more time watching the first team, or spend more time on promoting the first team?
Yeah, I think at a club the size of Hall Rd Rangers, there's always a job that needs doing. So I think me being involved in terms of midweek, it kind of frees us up, to maybe do a back of house roll on a Saturday, and do you know what, just enjoy football. I think after last season with the reserves, it'll be nice to just take a back seat on a Saturday and enjoy it. And maybe if the first team's away and I don't want to travel, there's obviously the opportunity to referee there as well. Yeah,
obviously keep that up, and obviously it starts August the 3rd. The main season, the pre-season starts this month, 27th for the first pre-season. I'll obviously be there. And obviously you won't know Hall Rod's 19s fixtures, they'll probably be one of the last. But the football fixtures are coming out this week with the Premier League and the Championship. So it won't be long now, it'll only be the next couple of weeks before the NCL fixtures. Something to look forward to.
Yeah, I think massively. I think these are real buzz locally about the Northern Counties Division 1, because you've got Eastall up the road, you've got North Thereby, Phoenix Club, if you want to call it that, reformed. You've got Brigtown who have stabilised after a torrid time, and even Winterton and sides like that. So potentially you've got some real good Humber derbies and local derbies, and I think it adds that little bit of spice element. I think it's good that Andy's got the Eastall job, because then it makes the game a little bit more tasty. And
I think this season is going to be a good year for Hull. I mean, you've got as you said, the NCL one, or you've got the Humber Premier now. They're good teams going up, Driffield in, and Craig Palmer at Westella. So all for local football this season, I think it's going to be a good season for Hull.
Yeah, I agree. I think I think with the local appointments, you know, you've got Bill down at Liv, you've got Craig Palmer, you've got Spinksy involved, and you know, I know Scully's have had a change, I believe, and you know, there's a lot of change. It's quite fresh, you know. With change comes, you know, new ideas and you know, new things, and you know, hopefully in that Humber Premier League, you know, hopefully it's a competitive league. You know, you've had the runaway form maybe with your Pocklingtons and your Scumcuts and your Chalk Lanes, and you know, hopefully, you know,
we can see the new top four maybe.
Yeah, new top four.
I know Chalk Lanes like have improved themselves. They're the teams to chase, but you've got like Bill now in at LRV. You've got u19s. They're in the first season. They finished 5th in the Humber Premier League. The first season in the after getting promoted. So and there's a lot of happening there. So it could be a good season for Humber Premier League and a good season for the NCL.
Yeah, massively. It's, you know, like you say, good times for local football, and you know, if people can support it and people are playing football at a good standard, that's what it's all about. And you know,
as I said, all the other teams finish off with what is one of your favourite grounds you've been to?
I mean, it's an awkward one because I think in the Humber Premier 1, you know, a lot of them are Parks pitches, but are we talking last season or generically?
Well, first of all, we'll talk about the ones you went to in the Division 1 teams.
Okay. In terms of Division 1, I think it's got to be Eslo because it was the only game we won all year. So it was, yeah, you know, Eslo, we beat them on their patch, and then yeah, so I'll probably say Eslo from the Humber Premier 1. But in terms of as a coach, I think the night at Halifax that we had in the FA Youth couple of years back, you know, that memory will sit with me, you know, for a long time. And I know Alan, the club secretary, has got the picture at home, you know, on his mantelpiece, and I know he enjoyed it. You know, that was what it was all about. Yep, we got a good ad in, but for lads to play at the Shea, you know, 15,000, you know, stadium or whatever, you know, it was a good night for him, and you know, hopefully they enjoyed it.
Maybe we get some good times back for you this season.
Yeah, hopefully.
Okay, now let's just say thanks very much for joining me, and I wish you all the best for the new season.
Cheers, Steve.
And hope we can do it again at the under-19s.
Yeah, hopefully.
So, I'd like to thank Chris for joining me on this Monday evening. Don't forget, I have got a YouTube channel. I have posted on Facebook the link, and I'd like to see you again. Don't forget, this Thursday I'm at Westerner interviewing Chris Spinks, and then on the 29th of this month coming up, I've got Richard Jagger of Beverley Town, and obviously I've got a few more in the pipeline that's going to come up before the end of June, so don't forget to keep tuned. Thank you very much.